Okay, so we are live now. Welcome everyone to series of hangouts from overseas volunteers for better India. Uh, we call it OVBI, which is the extended arm of Volunteer for Better India, that is VBI. Volunteer for Better India started with a campaign of voting awareness in India. This organization is located in multiple countries and initiated or started from India and working very hard toward humanitarian cause. Today, we are going to discuss the topic yoga and youth empowerment. Today's youth is getting disconnected with cultural values. They are standing in central phase of life, and this is the time where they have turning point, and they have to move forward with the right values and ethical points in their life. So to discuss this further, we have Saumitra Gokhale, who is a pracharak from RSS. So I would like Rahul to introduce Mr. Saumitra Gokhale.
Hi everyone, good morning and welcome to this hangout. So it's a pleasure, Sumitra ji, to have you on the call. Just for everyone on the call to know what he is and what he's been doing. He's a BE from Pune and an MS from University of Brunswick, Canada. He's a RSS Swayamsevak since childhood from Pune, Maharashtra. Is a full-time pracharak since 1995, and in 2 years in Thane and 2.5 years in Jalgaon district, he has been working as an RSS pracharak. In the Caribbean as Hindu Swayamsevak Sangha (HSS), he had started working somewhere around 1999 till 2004. He's been working on the America zonal pracharak from 2004 to 2010, and currently he's here. And he's been an international coordinator for HSS since 2011. He's a very he's very inspirational figure and very motivating youth. And please, without any further ado, let's welcome Shri Saumitra ji. Bhavik can give you a brief introduction on the topic and everything that he's already given, and he'll take it further with the call.
Thank you, Rahul. So, as I said before, that the youth is having a challenging phase in their life, and our objective in this hangout to show that how can we connect with youth through yoga, and the university and the schools in the western region of Earth or the world, not having too many yoga sessions happening in the school and the university level. So to go more in detail, I will like Saumitra ji to talk more about this on topic, and Saumitra ji, stage is yours. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Bhavik ji. Thank you, Rahul ji. Namaste to everyone. Really a great pleasure to be on this Google Hangout with so many of you joined from various parts of the world, and to discuss a topic that is close to our heart. In today's Google Hangout, I really hope that it will be a good interaction. I will maybe share a few thoughts, and then there can be good interaction. That's what I'm looking forward to. And the topic has come to the center stage, obviously because of the announcement of the International Yoga Day by the United Nations. And it was unprecedented that 177 countries, they agreed to co-sponsor this resolution that was mooted by Bharat. And that's a historic step in itself. It shows the acceptance of yoga throughout the world. It shows how it is benefiting the entire humanity, irrespective of which race, which culture. It has a universal appeal throughout the world, and that is why yoga has become so very important, a topic of discussion and acceptance. So today we are going to focus on one particular aspect of it, and as Bhavik ji had mentioned, that today youth, it's very challenging for youth in many parts of the world. And different kinds of challenges are there. Life is getting more and more competitive. There are so many distractions. Still, in some part of the world, on one place of the earth, we have so much affluence and so much resources that youth are exposed to and have access to. And on the other hand, there are youth who don't have access to any of such things. And this also creates a lot of anxiety in their minds. Now, how yoga can come to the rescue, how yoga can really benefit the youth of today? That is the question. And I think the answer is a big yes. Yes, yoga can definitely help. Yoga can definitely, what we are using the term as, empower the youth of today. If you look at youth and what does really empowerment mean? Many a times we feel that empowerment means we are going to empower somebody, meaning there are some people who have the power and some people who are powerless, and the powerful people will empower the powerless people. I feel from our perspective, the ancient Indian perspective, the yogic perspective, there is nobody who will empower somebody else. All we can do is help them to find the power that is already within them. As Swami Vivekananda used to say, that all power is within you. Now, yoga is something that helps us, and especially the youth, to express that power that is there within them. First of all, to explore and find out that this power exists, the inner potential that is there, and then how we can express it. So youth empowerment actually is how we can create the right atmosphere, how we can give them the right tools, and through yoga practices, how they can find out the power within themselves. And actually that is youth empowerment. So youth empowerment will lead to healthy, energetic, large-hearted, open-minded, active youth, and youth who will be contributing citizens of the society. They have come here, it will help them find out what the purpose of life is, it will help them find out what their own mission in this life is, make the right choices, because there are so many options today. And in fact, so many options confuses the youth sometimes, that how do I choose? How do I make the right decisions? And different opinions come from different sides. There is peer pressure. There is TV and all other media that is influencing the minds. And it becomes very difficult for youth to make the right choices. Yoga here is going to help the youth to make the right choices, to be empowered to make the right choices. And that way, they can contribute to the society. They can make a difference in the society. Now, how yoga can help? So, yoga can help. As we all know, yoga is, in the classical meaning of it, it is union of the lower self with the higher self. But yoga also is a whole set of practice, as documented and taught to us by Maharshi Patanjali, that it is a complete way of life. Yoga is not just asana and postures, it is not just pranayama, it is not just dhyana or meditation, but it is an entire way of life, starting from moral teachings, starting from inner contentment, and going up to all these other practices that are there. So yoga is a complete lifestyle choice, we can say. And that is why in the yogic philosophy, every human being, and for today's purpose, let us take any youth. The youth, development of the personality of the youth, that is a very important one, because that is going to ensure that they are prepared for life. In the yogic philosophy, human personality is made up of 5 koshas: the Annamaya kosha, or our physical body, then the Pranamaya kosha, or our vital energy, the energy that runs our body, then the Manomaya kosha, all our mind and the mental faculties. Then the Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is the faculty of discretion, the faculty of discrimination that makes us make the choices. And the fifth one is Anandamaya Kosha, which is the innermost sheath, we can say, which is the sheath of bliss or consciousness. And yoga helps us to develop in all these areas, starting from the body and going to our inner and inner and inner existence, where a complete, holistic, integral approach to development of the personality can happen. If this can happen in a very young age, that is going to go a long way, and it is going to help all the youth throughout their life to become better persons, to become more aware of their being, more aware of why they are here, and develop so that they can contribute to the society, as I said in the beginning. So this complete integral or holistic development can happen through yoga. Now the physical benefits of yoga are very well known. They're very well documented. Modern scientific research has shown that yogasanas and pranayam, it helps many things. In fact, if you read the testimonies of many athletes, some of them gold medalists in Olympics, some of them professional players, and they will tell you that practice of asana, pranayam and meditation, it has helped them tremendously. You must have heard or read about the German team, the football team, which won the World Cup. They had a yoga teacher. Although it was optional, many of them would participate in the yoga sessions, and all of them have testified how it helped them. Helped them in what? In strengthening their muscles, in increased flexibility, in more balance, and most importantly, raised awareness, alertness, and calmness in the balance of mind. So the practice of asanas, then pranayam, and followed by some deep relaxation, it has really helped them. So all these benefits in terms of health and fitness are very well known and documented, and I think if these can be utilized for the development of youth, they will surely and definitely benefit. We have seen from our own experience when we do the Surya Namaskar Yajna, and we go to different schools and conduct simple Surya Namaskar sessions. All the students, they will tell that they are feeling energetic, they are feeling more centered, and they are feeling positive. In fact, once in the Austin prison, some of the prisoners, they also participated in the Surya Namaskar Yajna, and later on through their yoga instructors, they sent us some feedback saying that we felt really good to take part in something big and positive. So it can make a difference in the lives of people, day-to-day lives of people, and definitely for youth, especially in teenage and even beyond. A regular practice of asana, pranayam, and deep relaxation will help them reduce stress, will help them remain balanced, and help them remain centered, not getting affected by pulls and pushes that are around them. Maybe in school, maybe in university, they will be able to remain strong mentally also and make the right choices. So that benefit for sure is there. Then yoga also helps you in heightened awareness. You are aware of yourself more, what you are doing, each and every movement of yours, each and every word that you say, each and every email that you write, each and every line that you write. That raised awareness is important in life to find out the overall purpose in life. You see, in young age, for youth, these are important questions, and these questions come to everybody's mind. But there are no tools where I can feel confident that am I thinking right? Am I making a informed and a balanced decision. So that heightened awareness, I think, will help youth in making or finding out their purpose in life. And then, of course, a regular practice of yoga, healthy diet automatically expands the personality, expands the mind, makes the mind more open to ideas, makes the mind open to receiving anything that comes to them, and to be able to differentiate and to be able to distinguish what should I take and what should I leave out. And then with that kind of open, energetic and active mind, which means from tamas we have raised it to rajas to sattva, leading towards sattva, more awareness. Natural expression of that is that I would like to do something good for the society. I would like to do something that is beyond myself, for my family, for my neighborhood, for my community, in my school, in the university that I go, in the workplace that I am there. A natural expression of me practicing yoga, where I myself am feeling centered, is that I should do something beyond myself. And that is also a very important contribution that yoga can make to the lives of youth. So from resolving, say, childhood or youth obesity, to reducing violence in the lives of youth, and to reducing stress in the lives of youth, and to making them positive contributing citizens, yoga has a lot of things to offer. There are many experiments happening worldwide. There are great yoga masters, yoga teachers, and yoga movements that are contributing to this through their programs, whether it is Pujya Sri Ravi Shankar of Art of Living, or Pujya Jaggi Vasudeva of Isha Yoga, or Yoga Guru Ramdev Baba, or many others. So in the US, for example, there are so many yoga schools and yoga studios throughout the world. Recently, I came to know about one Africa Yoga project where they are helping children and youth in Africa, in the impoverished regions of Africa, to bring focus in their life. They are in disturbed families, disturbed communities, and through yoga, they are helping them to find meaning, to bring focus in their studies, and reduce the violence that is there around them. And that Africa Yoga project is also an inspiring one. Like that, throughout the world, many efforts are happening, especially with youth. And we would like to see this happening even more and more. Why shouldn't yoga be part of school curriculums? Why shouldn't it be part of university curriculums? It's a very welcome sign that we have yoga rooms coming up at airports, yoga rooms coming up in workplaces. Similarly, for young people, the access to yoga should be there, very easy access should be there, because it is a very inexpensive way of empowering them, so that the youth develop into somebody who will shoulder the responsibility for tomorrow. So we have to invest in today's youth for a better tomorrow. I think yoga is going to be that one tool that will achieve all these things. So I think here I will just pause, and maybe we can have a little more interaction, little more questions, and I would like to answer if possible. And I open to questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Saumitra ji. Beautiful discussion, beautiful conversation, what we just heard. And it is, I mean, a lot of things were new for us as well to know that, like Africa project was completely new, and we never knew that this is already happening. So the question is, like, as you just mentioned, that yoga is already happening in the Africa and African region. So what we understand that yoga is not anymore for only rich people; it is for everyone. Am I right, or is it very tough to?
Absolutely. Although in many Western countries yoga is seen as an industry with yoga gears and mats and all these things. Yes, they are helpful, they are useful, but not absolutely necessary. It can be done with a simple mat and simple loose clothes, and I think it should be accessible to everyone in the world.
Yeah, yeah, right. So with that, actually, we have a couple of questions coming in now. I can see it's already okay. So here is the one. Well, Rajesh is sending a question from Mauritius. So what he asked is that is yoga related to a physical body or a mental level exercise?
Yeah, I think I already quite kind of mentioned about the Panchakosha, the five sheets of human existence of a human being. And obviously, yoga is not just about physical. In fact, Maharishi Patanjali defines yoga as chitta vritti nirodha, that calming the mind. In fact, all the movements and unnecessary movements of the mind is always flickering, is always restless. So controlling that and bringing balance and calmness, that is yoga. So yoga is not just about physical, it is definitely about the deeper levels of existence of human beings, and definitely at the mental level. And we have seen that practice of yoga, the effect is not only on the body. The effect is more on the mind actually. If the practice is done on a regular basis and with proper guidance, then the effect is more on the mind. You feel stronger from within, you feel positive from within, you feel more alert from within. And that is what really yoga is.
So is it like proper guidance is another question that do we have like how can we figure it out that who is right and who is wrong, because in the yoga world, like there are so many different kind of yoga teachers are available, and it is sometimes becoming difficult for individual or such as you to decide that whether they should choose expensive yoga studio or the cheaper yoga studio, or which teacher is right. What is your
I think it's not about more expensive or less expensive. I think it is more about the authenticity, whether the yoga is being taught according to the original principles of yoga, or too many modifications are being made that compromises what yoga really is. There is a lot of literature available which we can look at and then make our own decisions. Yes, there can be many forms of yoga. Even in India, traditionally, we have had so many different methods and paths, but they are all based upon the original teachings of Maharishi Patanjali and others in the yoga tradition. So I think that's what we should look out for, and not necessarily about how much fees they are charging.
Okay, great, thank you. And there's one more question regarding the yoga reaching to villages. We understand that in India, the it is very like not so easy to convince people, to do the yoga in villages. So, what is your take on it? And also the same way in the Western world, people still think that yoga is for rich and not for any common man. So, please take on that.
Yes, no, it's a good question, I feel. Actually, to convince people to do yoga in the villages, I'm not really sure if it is really difficult, because while I was a pracharak back in Bharat, I've seen villages where some traditional teachers of yoga or some yogis, some sadhus, they will be going around, moving around in the villages, and they will be teaching these practices. It is not that it is extinct or is not available. It may not be as popular or as widespread, but yes, the access is there. And now with television and Baba Ramdev ji coming on television and many others coming on television, the access to television is there everywhere in Bharat. So I don't think that the access is not there, but how it can be popularized more is the question. and there are efforts going on. In fact, even the RSS, because of its presence at the grassroots level, always it has been promoting simple Surya Namaskar and Pranayam. And even this year, for the International Yoga Day, RSS has decided that it will, along with all others, will take part in it. And as I mentioned, all these yoga gurus in my talk, that they are all doing a human service in popularizing yoga, not only in the cities but even in the villages, and that need is definitely there. And that one in the West, yes, it has become a big industry. They say that it is so many billion dollars industry and whatnot. And right now, yes, to get good yoga teacher, good yoga training, you have to have money. You have to pay good amount of fees. Um, I think there is a need for more efforts to make yoga accessible to all. We have ourselves started a few initiatives through this Surya Namaskar Yajna and otherwise to reach out to schools and conduct simple Surya Namaskar sessions. And if they can do it on a daily basis, we are asking them. You must have read about this one foundation, Joyce Foundation in San Diego, where they have started the yoga, teaching yoga in schools near San Diego. There was a little court case and they have won it, and the yoga practice continues in this school. So those kind of efforts are happening here and there. In universities, for example, we have seen that just before exam we have conducted programs like yoga for stress relief before exam, and we get tremendous response. Students are willing to come, they are willing to learn. The need is to create more and more properly trained, certified yoga teachers who can go out there, go to all such areas and make it accessible to all. So that is the need in the West.
Thank you, Saumitra ji. So we have one more question. How many cities in India we are having 21st June event, and how are we increasing the numbers? How are we increasing more cities to join hands together?
Oh, I think there is great amount of excitement in Bharat, and exact number of cities I may not be able to say, but I think everywhere, every single city and town, I have no doubt that various groups will join hands, come together, and conduct programs in all these places. It's not about just doing it on one day. It is so that the attention is drawn, so that people know about it. And as the previous question you asked, that how we can take it to the masses, to the villages. I think International Yoga Day is an opportunity once a year to expand it more, to make it known to more and more people. And that is why all these different organizations joining hands, and wherever they are strong, they taking the lead and others joining hands with them. I'm sure it is going to happen all over Bharat, and it is going to be quite a momentous event, I feel.
So there is one question regarding one person is asking how many times per week should I practice yoga?
Well, it's like asking how many times a week I should brush my teeth, or should I eat food, or something like that. I think it should be part of our daily routine. I myself experience that when I do the Surya Namaskar and Pranayam in the daily practice on a regular basis, I feel the day goes very good, very positive. And if I miss some day for some reason, immediately I can feel it. I feel the drag in my body and my mind. So I think we should try to make it a daily practice. But of course, if it is not possible, then as many days as possible in the week. In fact, I had read a quote by Puja Dalai Lama once that everybody should meditate for 20 minutes every day. And if you are extremely busy, then you should meditate for 40 minutes, because then you need it more. You have more stress in your life.
Okay, so I have one question, Saumitra ji. It's about how do we reach out to the medical community, like doctors, medical practitioners, to prescribe yoga, to prescribe pranayam for illnesses which otherwise they will prescribe medicines.
Yes. Actually, the good news is that many physicians, they themselves are yoga practitioners, and they themselves, having experienced the benefits, they do recommend to their patients. They recommend them as a lifestyle change, as something that they should do apart from the medication, so it can reduce their dosage and heal faster and so on. There are many medical institutions who have accepted this formally. I know of MD Anderson Institute, the Cancer Research Institute, and the hospital in Houston. They have hired one yoga interventionist for cancer patients. And there is program, I know about a program in Maryland in the United States, where the continuing education, the physicians have to undergo different courses every so often. So they offer special courses for physicians based on yoga and meditation, which can help them in the treatment of their patients as a supplementary treatment. So I think it is gaining ground. Many medical schools and research institutions are interested in research. The research is already happening, and it is being very well published and accepted in the medical community. So more and programs where doctors have easy tools to give to their patients. There is one program started by Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana Samsthan in Bangalore, which is a deemed university. It has presence in many other countries as well. So they are engaged into research on yoga and its health benefits and therapy and so on. They have started a program called Stop Diabetes Movement. So diabetes is very rampant, especially in the Indian community, and they have come up with a program where you undergo that training and you practice it, and through those lifestyle changes and yoga practices, you can control your diabetes and you'll be off medication if done properly. Those kind of research has been done, and through these programs we can definitely reach out. It's a big field, and I'm glad that more and more physicians are taking to it.
There's one more question is like, is yoga a religion? A lot of people are having that it is only like toward, inclined towards one religion. Is it a religion?
Sure. So first of all, yoga is definitely, the roots, they are from India. They come from the Hindu philosophy, no doubt about that. But yoga is really universal, because if you look at the way the Ashtanga yoga, for example, is structured, and if you go through it, it is more to do with human physiology, psychology, and beyond. And it is universal to all human beings. Your religion is about certain beliefs, belief systems. Yoga is not about belief. Yoga is about the practice and the universal truth about human existence. And that is why, in that sense, yoga is not a religion, but yoga will help you. In fact, yoga is meant for spiritual growth. That is for sure. So a human being will get elevated through yoga practice, which is the main goal of yoga really, is to elevate yourself spiritually. When I said that yoga is the union between of the lower self to higher self, that's exactly what we meant. But if by religion you mean a particular way of worship, if by religion you mean a particular set of belief, that yoga is not. And that is why it is a universal spiritual practice, we can say, that originated in Bharat. It has its roots in the Hindu philosophy. Just like any other, there is a universal aspect to it, and that is why all those who practice yoga will feel that inner transformation that will make you spiritually elevated.
And there's a youth asking this question that, I have a knee issue and I cannot bend myself too much. Can I still do a yoga?
Actually, yoga will help you increase your flexibility. Initially, you may have a lot of stiffness, and that is more the reason you should do yoga. Not only that you can do yoga, you should do. It can be done step by step without overstretching or hurting yourself, of course, and with proper guidance. But a regular practice of yoga, in fact, most of the athletes who have said that they have benefited, runners have done yoga practices and increased their timing or improved their timing. Swimmers have improved their timing. All of that has to do a little bit to do with the increased flexibility also, increased muscular strength, increased flexibility. So definitely it will take a little time. It won't be overnight because it has to be done consistently for a period of time, and you yourself will see that you are bending more and more day by day. With proper guidance in the asanas as well as breathing techniques, definitely it will increase the flexibility of your body and you'll feel lighter.
And yoga for kids, like for children under age of 9 or 10, is it like still good for them? No issues with that?
Yes, I think we have seen a lot of programs for children, but simple postures. You see, their limbs are still growing, and they are not fully formed. So, not overstretching, simple practices and simple asanas. In fact, children are so good at it. They easily do it. Sometimes we look at the children and we feel, oh, I wish I could do that posture as good as that little child is doing. So they can naturally do it. So at that age, making it fun for them, simple practices where they can, because they are many times very active, sometimes little hyperactive and sometimes little restless. Yoga will help them calm down, slow down, and balance. So for those things, yes, definitely for that age group also it is there. But as I said, simple, not very complicated, not very hard also.
Thank you so much, Saumitraji. You have addressed a couple of questions, and it is quite feeling of satisfaction that lots of users have agreed upon the answers what you have given, and it is, I think, on and on. Lots of questions are still keep coming, but with the time and we have limited time here, of course, so we don't want to go further here, but. Just want to just share one more thing with you that in West we have this issue of asking people or convincing people to regularize these yoga practices in schools and university. Is there any particular approach or particular way you would suggest?
I think if we approach the most of them, I think we'll agree. Whenever we have approached schools, we have not met with a great amount of resistance. If we go and ask them in their PE session, we can introduce it. And once they see the benefits, I think they'll be convinced. They'll themselves be convinced. We can always make a nice folder and profile with all the research that is going on, programs that have happened in other schools, so that they initially at least they'll know that we are not the only ones. There are many other people who are doing it and have benefited from it. But I think we may not meet a lot of resistance. It is just how much we can reach really to all these schools and institutes. If we have enough people, enough volunteers or enough yoga instructors and teachers going there, I don't think there will be a great issue. There may be exceptions here and there. But the main challenge is how we can actually go on a regular basis and teach it there.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I just wanted to, I'm thanking to Saumitraji on behalf of all the OVBI community in Canada and America. And I just want to also let everyone know that the 21st of June International Yoga Day, which is organized by OVBI at multiple locations in the North America and Canada. So if you would like to register yourself as a partner, or as a, if you, even if you are doing independently, no issues. You can still do it independently, and we can just show you the slide here quickly. So this is the intyogaday.com. This is where we are doing the event, International Yoga Day, and just go there, become a partner. Whatever help you need, you can ask them, and we are more than happy to help you there. Okay, so thank you so much again, everyone, for attending, and thank you, Saumitra ji.
Thank you, Bhavik ji. Thank you, everyone.
Namaste, धन्यवाद.
Hey.